Late February, Toyota teased a brand new EV that's coming to Europe. We do not know if it's coming to North America or not. But then this week, they revealed the Toyota CHR Plus. And it's good to see that Toyota is launching BEVs in markets where they see higher demand and they stay with plug-in hybrids and hybrids where the demand is less. In this video, we will look at the new CHR Plus. Let's get to it. Hey, it's LSFD here today, and today we're here to look at the CHR Plus. One thing I would say is, at least they're not calling it the BZ whatever X, or BZ whatever, right? It's completely hard to understand, and it's hard to read out. So finally, they're not using the BZ anymore. This time, they're using CHR Plus, which definitely confuses me a bit because in the Lexus world, the NX 450h Plus, the RX 450h Plus, and the TX 550h Plus all have the plus, but they all mean plug-in hybrid. Lexus uses the E for BEVs, like the UX 300E, right? So I don't know why Toyota would actually use the plus to confuse me. So why on earth are they using the plus? And what they're saying is, Toyota says that using the plus element in the name signifies the model's added versatility and practicality and unique credentials of the BEV powertrain. The CHR Plus will launch in some European markets in late 2025, and they'll get a full rollout in Europe in 2026. Unlike the Lexus RZ, where the US and Canadian press rooms have noted that there will be this change, and the US and Canada press rooms did not issue a press release for the CHR Plus. So we know that this vehicle will not arrive North America anytime soon. However, this vehicle definitely shows that Toyota has in their R&D department and what potentially could come to our markets when we are ready for a larger BEV market. The CHR Plus model was inspired by the current CHR, but it's a totally different model on its own, because when you look at the size and all that, they are different. It's built on the same platform as the BZ4X and the RZ, which is the eTNGA platform. And definitely we're not seeing the next-gen BEV platform yet. They are working on a new BEV platform, which is not the eTNGA, but it does show the potential of the eTNGA. However, it does show that the eTNGA can compete with the current BEVs on the marketplace. So before we go and look at the specs, I want to look at some components that I see in the CHR Plus. So first thing is this camera. I really hope that they add a washer to it, but it doesn't look like they have that. And this whole hammerhead design is totally the new design for Toyota. You can see the lights are very similar to the current designs. And I think behind this, you're going to see the radar and all the other components. You can see that the door handles follow like the Prius and the CHR design, so that is a normal look. So now when we look into the interior, there's one thing that actually got onto my nerves a little bit, because when you look at this infotainment screen, you can see that it's quite familiar, because these knobs and all that, and then we have the climate controls, and then we have the front and the rear defoggers, we have the volume. Doesn't that look like the NX and the RX infotainment system? It just looks like they have a center bezel, but overall, this does look like the 14-inch design that we see on Lexus vehicles. So now they're sharing this into the CHR Plus. What does that mean for Lexus? Because are they going to be sharing the same components? So what is the difference between a Toyota and a Lexus then? So if they're going to use this design, I really hope that they're going to redesign the NX and RX one so that it makes it more unique and more Lexus, because this definitely resembles the NX and RX infotainment system. We have dual wireless chargers, and this does look like the newer charger, which seems to charge most phones. Finally, they actually have a wireless charger that should work for most phones, even with a case. And then when you look at here, the vents are a little bit tilted up. Hopefully it does blow properly. And you can see that we have the ambient lighting a little bit more in your face rather than a very subtle one. We do see that they have advanced park, and you can see that the materials are definitely not as high grade as a Lexus, but definitely a Toyota grade model. And here you can see that there is a BZ4X screen. I'm hoping that it will be fine. People will be able to see it, unlike the BZ4X where some people say they cannot see the screen. They really don't know how fast they're driving. So hopefully that is resolved in this. We do see that there is headlight washer. We also see that there's 2 memory seats, and there's also folding mirrors. So this is a very souped up. There's a lot of features on this CHR Plus. Most likely we're being shown the top trim here, and overall it does look like Toyota has given all the things that it could give to this model. I think the only difference that we will see is the type of materials that are used in this vehicle versus a higher grade vehicle. I definitely see that they're using some of the same parts as Lexus are. Like, these are really coming from the same part bin that Lexus is using for the lock-in and lock. So definitely this means that I'm hoping to see that Lexus will have their own, going to up their game in the interior, and that's why they're giving these parts to Toyota to use for the BEVs. Alright, so now we look at the CHR and the CHR Plus. That's the best comparison I can do at this point, because really, I'm trying to figure out what is the competition for the CHR Plus. So the CHR here, you can see that it's definitely shorter. You can see it's almost like 150 millimeters shorter. Width-wise, it's a little bit narrow. Height-wise, the CHR Plus is higher, and even the wheelbase is larger. We don't know about the weight, but then when you look at the power, we've converted it all to horsepowers. So the CHR front-wheel drive 1.8 liter engine, the hybrid system is 138 horsepower, the 2 liters 194, and the plug-in hybrid is 220 horsepower. And then when you look at it, the front-wheel drive is 165. We have 221 for the longer range, the bigger battery front-wheel drive, and also the all-wheel drive with the larger battery, 337 horsepower. Definitely a very quick vehicle with that all-wheel drive system. So then when you look at the range, the WLTP cycle, 455 kilometers on the front-wheel drive. The longer range, bigger battery gets you 600 kilometers, which is very impressive, and 525 for the all-wheel drive. And then when you convert that to the EPAs, 390, 514, and 449. Not bad at all. And then we look at the miles range, 242, 319, almost 320, and 279 miles. When you look at the battery capacity, 57.7 for the front wheel drive, so this is like the standard. We have the longer range, 77 kilowatt battery, and the same for the all-wheel drive. Looking from a performance standpoint, CHR front wheel drive, 10.2 seconds, 8.1 for the 2 liter, and 7.2 on the plug-in hybrid. When you look at the front wheel drive, the standard range, 8.6. So it's in between, like it's a little bit slower than the 2 liter. And then the 7.4, which is very close to the plug-in hybrid, and the fastest 5.2 seconds for the 337 horsepower. Overall, when you look at the charging, the AC charging, 11 kilowatt is going to be standard, and the upper trims could get the 22 kilowatt charger, which is really future-proofing the vehicle. Overall, very hard to compare, but I think you can get a sense of the CHR Plus is in fact a larger vehicle in comparison to the CHR, but definitely a decent vehicle to own. Because if you look at it, if you own a front-wheel drive with 10.2 seconds and you get this one 8.6, it's already an upgrade. So overall, when you look at it, you can see that better performance, a bigger car, bigger cabin, and a really good-looking vehicle. All I can say is, finally, Toyota is delivering decent BEVs to the market. So what do you think? What do you think about the CHR Plus? Do you think that they finally are more competitive in the BEV market, or they're just matching them right now and they're still behind in this technology, and overall we will still need time or another generation before they really can compete in this marketplace? I think time will tell. When we start seeing sales numbers and we start seeing how these cars will function when they actually do arrive, the European shores, and hopefully they get positive feedback, because when you look at this, the guts of it, it's very similar comparing to the CHR, the BZ4X, and the RZ. The only difference is different battery chemistries, different features they're putting into the cars, and overall, it's still an eTNGA platform BEV. Can't wait to see the next gen platform, but at this time, I think at least I would say this is a decent BEV that will allow them to compete in this marketplace. I hope that you found that this video was informative, and until next video, drive safely. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please comment, like, share this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon to get notified when new videos are posted. And if you'd like to support this channel, you can provide me a super thanks. And until next time, cheers.